Hi, everyone. Thanks for being here. Here we are starting off another week, this time on January the 13th. Glad to have you with us. We have a lot to talk about. Not as much as was planned, to be honest. A series of business meetings earlier today, all scheduled kind of at one time, not intentionally necessarily, but nevertheless kept me out of the office essentially until about 4 o'clock, running late this afternoon. We might be able to make some news out of some of that at a later time. Tonight, however, just in the chair long enough to kind of condense a few reports and then talk about a few others that we'll get to starting tomorrow. We do have, however, some details, and actually some of them coming from the individual himself, who was seriously injured, suffering severe burns in what he refers to as, in an effort for myself to make sure I get this correct, a pulse jet go-kart crash. A local man has been documenting on his YouTube channel this project, which seriously injured him after a crash over the course of the weekend. So I'll tell you about that in just a few seconds. A brief outlook on the power that was out over the course of the weekend after we saw winds which didn't fortunately make their way up to 60 miles per hour here in McGoffin County, but they got up high enough to cause a lot of damage here and certainly elsewhere. Your forecast as we look ahead, we do have a couple of systems on our radar and in our forecast. One tonight that will bring scattered rain chances later on tonight during the overnight. We do have a lot of rain in the forecast. We have a lot of rain chances in the forecast, adding up to maybe an inch or so over the course of the entire week. But it's definitely starting into your Tuesday, into your Wednesday, into your Thursday, but a bit of a dry spell there, a brief one at that, into your Friday, and then rain chances really ramp back up for your weekend, and then some cold air on the end or backside of all of that. I'll give you your timeline in just a few moments. A couple of things before we go elsewhere. The Paintsville City Council met in regular session at 4:30. The Johnson County Fiscal Court met in regular session this afternoon as well, or this evening, and vice versa. I think the Fiscal Court at 4:30. Nevertheless, I say that to say this, that the Johnson County Fiscal Court has now made Johnson County the latest county in eastern Kentucky to be a Second Amendment sanctuary, if you will, similar to and along the lines of what McGoffin County did here just days ago, as well as now more than 24 other counties in eastern Kentucky. We have a camera there, and actually one of our editors from the Big Sandy News as well. Look for a report to follow on that. But the Johnson County Fiscal Court voting unanimously this evening, as have other counties, on the Second Amendment sanctuary status. There was a man who died in a logging accident over the course of the weekend. It happened in Letcher County, but the man was actually identified as being a Breathitt County native. We know it happened over the course of a Saturday morning. It was reported early that morning that crews were cutting trees. One fell, and as it did, lodged in the top of another tree. And while working to try to free that, the tree that became hung fell to the ground, and a Knott County man, David Thomas, was under that tree when it ultimately fell to the ground. He was the only one injured, but did die as a result of that, we believe, blunt force trauma from that falling tree. I'll be right back after these messages, on my way to the rest of the show, and then out the door as the McGoffin County Hornets are hosting Martin County tonight and the Cardinals. So look for highlights for that tomorrow, but more news first. Stay tuned. Pick a game, any game day. Any game day means it's a great time for a party tray from your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe. That's right, all the buffalo wings, crispy, hot and spicy wings, hot, fried pickles, cheese sticks, little mini corn dogs, jalapeno poppers, double dippers, all perfect for game day at your Sagersville Lee's. We've got the big college championship next week. You've got the Cats in the middle of their season. We are in the middle of high school basketball. Pick a game, any game. They're all perfect for a party platter. A big, monstrous tray of appetizers, perfect for any game or any gathering at your Sagersville Lee's Famous Recipe.
Appalachian Wireless has a question for you. Would you rather pay $650 or $66 for a smartphone? If you think this answer is simple, then the Appalachian Advantage plan is for you. Pay less upfront for today's hottest smartphones, and then pay just a few dollars more every month on the monthly bill. Many smartphones are $5 a month or less after you factor in the $20 discount from the Advantage plan compared to the contract offering. Better service, bigger savings. That's today's Appalachian Wireless. Payment agreement required. See store for details.
Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply, the region's largest inventory and lowest prices on feed for pets and livestock. And now they have Bernie, gear so warm you'll think it's summer, shirts and outerwear, overalls and more for gentlemen and ladies. And Tomahawk always has the best prices on pickup and delivery of gravel and rock that's dense grade all the way up to big class 3 and drain pipe 4 inches all the way up to 72 inches. Tomahawk Feed and Farm Supply in Sagersville at red light number 4. At Sagersville National Bank, they know your house is much more than your home. It's an investment, and for many of us, the biggest we'll ever make. And whether it's for needed repairs and maintenance, or a new addition or renovation to give you some more room and more equity, let Sagersville National Bank deal with all the financial work and worry. Real and real competitive, hometown, homegrown, home improvement loans at Sagersville National. Couple of reports, both of which I've had to condense just a bit. Well, actually, one I've condensed, one we're holding until tomorrow's program in regards to my having to be out of the office and out of town until, well, essentially all day. My apologies. But as you're about to see, I am one of the newest fans of this man. He has been, and unbeknownst to me, documenting a project of his on his YouTube channel now for quite some time. A project that did prove dangerous and what could have been life-threatening over the course of the weekend after he crashed his Pulse Jet go-kart here in Magoffin County. It happened on Ghost Branch here in Magoffin County, and Mr. Tim Coleman was piloting that go-kart. I say piloting because it also resembles as much of an aircraft as it does a go-kart. His YouTube channel is where he has been documenting for anyone who would like to be a viewer, of which he has several, this project since its inception. This is Tim Coleman, and this photograph is just a screenshot, as you can tell by looking at the bottom of your screen, from one of his YouTube channel posts. He has a YouTube channel where Tim has been documenting his work and what I believe to be construction and what he calls a Pulse Jet go-kart. I think largely powered by LP gas, and that's as far as I'm willing to go with the technical specs on this until we get to talk to Tim firsthand. I'm one of Tim's newest fans, and I've already subscribed to his channel. I'm afraid, however, this project may be over and done with. We'll wait and see, and we're going to reach out to Tim and see how he is and learn more about this entire setup and how it came to be. But he has a YouTube channel in which he's been documenting the construction and testing phases of this go-kart that looks almost as much like an aircraft as it does a go-kart. But over the course of the weekend on Saturday, he lost control of the craft and it overturned, and Tim suffered severe burns. He has also, however, posted a video of himself in the Cabell Huntington Hospital where he was transferred for the severity of his burns in very good spirits, I must admit, and say, certainly considering the degree of the burns he's had, 1st through 3rd degree, I am told, and saying that the status of the project was unknown, but that he was doing well and he was thanking all of his viewers and supporters. This is an actual picture of what's left of the go-kart, the Pulse Jet go-kart. As I understand, he lost control after there may have been a malfunction with one of the brakes or the brakes, and it overturned. He crashed, and as I also understand, a neighbor in the area actually pulled him from the burning wreckage and literally may have saved Tim's life. Nevertheless, just passing this along to you for now, with more to come on Tim Coleman and his Pulse Jet go-kart project, or at least what's left of it, with the bottom line being is that he survived this incident. Seriously burned, but survived, and once again, appears to be in good spirits. Above all, we wish Mr. Coleman a speedy recovery, and we'll hopefully talk with Mr. Coleman personally at some point. Certainly glad he's okay. With that said, Licking Valley RECC had lines down over the course of the weekend. Morgan County along Highway 460, Sawmill Road, Wolfe County, the list goes on. McGoffin County saw some power outages. Fortunately, the viewing area not as much as other portions of eastern Kentucky. Pike County was largely spared major outages. But for Kentucky Power, for example, they had more than 4,000 people without power due to the high winds that we were all bracing for over the course of the weekend. As for Licking Valley RECC, they were reporting over the weekend several hundred outages in McGoffin County along primarily Route 7, Southeast Licking River Road, Rowan Road, Bullmeyer, Punchin, Duck Road, Trace Fork, a lot of other areas around their locations as well. Most electricity has been reinstated. Kentucky Power crews district-wide said they have been busy restoring almost 99% of the more than 4,200 customers that were hit by Saturday's storms. Winds in excess or at nearly 60 miles per hour, knocking down trees, causing poles to be damaged as well, and power lines as a result. Here in McGoffin County, we didn't quite see 60-mile-an-hour winds, but we did see winds strong enough to blow down trees like this one. It's actually 2 trees in the Pleasant Hill area. This was Saturday morning around 1:30. The McGoffin County Rescue Squad, another EMS, responded, and it took crews to about 5 hours to safely remove these trees from the utility lines that they had fallen upon, I believe all of which were foothills. No outages in regards to their services were reported, I believe, in this area. But this was one of several down trees here in McGoffin County, but I believe to be the one that caused the most of a mess. Let me take a quick break. I will get your calendar together and your forecast and hopefully some more right after these messages. It can be one of the hardest parts of being a parent. You can beg them, bribe them, hold them down and try to force them, and sometimes you still can't get them to take their medicine. Well, problem solved at Parkway Pharmacy with Flavor X. Let your kids customize their medicine with some of the best flavors that really do taste great, and it's totally free with your child's prescription at Parkway Pharmacy. So stop the suffering, theirs and yours, for free, and get your Flavor X flavored medicines at Parkway Pharmacy in Sac.
SSI and disability cases are harder to win these days. You need all the help you can get. If the government has turned you down, I will not. Many factors are considered when a claim is being processed, like your age, education, physical, and mental disabling conditions. When it comes time to winning your disability case, you should not face a federal judge alone. You need an attorney who is experienced, determined, hardworking, knowledgeable, and dedicated to helping you win benefits that you deserve. If you need help with your SSI or disability case, call me, Donald Wayne McFarland, and let me go to work for you.
From brakes, exhaust, suspension, fluid changes, to expert collision and auto body, to turning your 4x4 or diesel from mild to wild, get real auto maintenance, paint, and repair at Black Smoke Performance in Dixie of Sagersville. 349-8785. Has Logan Corporation got a deal for you? So the next time you need one, you have one. The fact is that Logan is manufacturing so many dump bodies that they're closing out forever their stock on brand new Honda generators and water pumps. They've got over 50 brand new units in the box with the factory warranty on sale right now at prices you can't find anywhere. 2-inch pumps, $300 and $400 off. 3-inch pumps, 4-inch water pumps, trash pumps, Honda generators, the quiet portable EU series, and the 1,000 and 2,000 watt models, hundreds of dollars off. You can get an EU 1,000 25-pound generator for $642. Save almost $1,000 on their big EB 6,500 generator, with many more models available, all at prices lower than anywhere you're going to find online or elsewhere, guaranteed, at Logan Corporation, while they last. Don't drive or let your family drive in this or this before doing this. Stopping at Conley Tire in Staffordsville for brakes, oil, alignment, and of course, tires. Thousands of tires in stock every day to fit anything, with 6 months no interest financing and over 33 years of quality service with a smile. Conley Tire in Staffordsville. Just like Christmas, the after Christmas sale at Fraser's Prater Drugs seasonal shop only comes once a year, and it's on right now. And man, is it on. 50% off everything Christmas. All Christmas, half off at Fraser's Prater Drug Store's seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville, where you need to be making your way to save big, save half on everything Christmas. All the gorgeous Christmas home decor, decorations, and more while it lasts at the seasonal shop in downtown Sagersville. Right now, for pennies on the dollar, a huge selection of like-new laptop computers, a fresh stock of video games, the Cadillac of dog tracking and training systems, new hunting rifles, accessories, and ammo. And they always stock, buy, sell, and pawn gold and silver coins and jewelry with a new selection just in at Parkway Gun and Pawn in Sagersville, 349 Pawn. Well, a quick look at your McGoffin Farm Bureau community calendar before I'm off and out the door to get to the McGoffin County High School for tonight's boys matchup. Hope to see you there. I mean, it's been some really exciting basketball, and before you know it, the season is going to be over. Right now, a quick look at tonight's McGoffin Farm Bureau calendar. Once again, a couple of reminders to start things off. First, a reminder about Revival starting this Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 6:30 nightly, Sunday morning at 11 at the Living Word Chapel. They would like to invite you and everyone in your family to join them. Brother Terry Conley will be preaching nightly, special singing nightly as well, and that is once again at the Living Word Chapel. And don't forget, our friends over at the Water and Wine Food Pantry have Senior Day. Their Senior Commodity Day is this week, this Thursday from 12:30 until 4. No food pantry boxes go out that day, only commodities. And then their regular pantry will be open for the Wednesdays remaining of the month of January. That's this Wednesday, the 15th, the 22nd, and the 29th, 9 until noon. If you have any questions, 244-4818. If you have anything you need on our calendar, well, you just have to tell me so I can tell everyone else about it. And tell me any way you can. Turning to this Monday's obituary listings, two announcements for tonight. The first in honor of 78-year-old Anna Sue Holderby Vanover of Brownsville, Texas, formerly of Sagersville, who passed away yesterday, the daughter of the late James Lloyd and Elma Holliday Holderby. She's survived by her daughters Mary Ann Johnson of Texas, Karen Sue Alsop of Sagersville, and Elma Faye Blakeman of Paintsville. Services are incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon by the McGoffin County Funeral Home. And the McGoffin County Funeral Home says that services are pending for Sherry Cantrell, 62 of Sagersville, who passed away on today's date. Again, arrangements incomplete at this hour, but to be announced soon in honor of 62-year-old Sherry Cantrell. Weather-wise, it's more wet than not in your forecast. Rainfall totals throughout the entire forecast period. Nothing that great or out of hand, but we do have some pretty good shower chances throughout. We've got a system moving in from the south tonight that's going to give us some scattered shower chances during the course of the overnight, well up into the a.m. Some lingering showers certainly into your Tuesday. Scattered showers are likely for your Wednesday. We've got some clouds and some sun briefly throughout your forecast, and then we've got what looks to be at least partially a wet weekend ahead, and cold air at the end of all of it. With that said, the rains are on their way. Showers likely tonight or during the overnight. Right around the window looks to be after 4 in the a.m. Clouds are going to continue to be on the increase, and we'll bottom out at around 43 degrees tonight. A calm wind for now. Rainfall amounts during the overnight may be up to 1/4 of an inch, but that's just the beginning. Rain is likely and some more thunderstorms possible into your Tuesday. Chance of rain and thunderstorms pretty much into much of the afternoon, and then rain thereafter. Look for some patchy fog in the morning as well. Otherwise cloudy and warmer. Check it out, 64 degrees. A calm wind becoming southwest at about 6 miles per hour in the morning. As the day moves on, winds could pick up. Nothing as what we saw over the weekend, but maybe 20 mile per hour gusts at times. New rainfall amounts maybe another 1/4 of an inch tomorrow, unless you get under one of those thunderstorms that are possible. Rain chances for your Tuesday night fall down to about a 20%, mostly before 7, with mostly cloudy skies and a low of 43 tomorrow night. And then on your Wednesday, we'll see rain chances start to crank back up. A 40% chance of showers and thunderstorms possible Wednesday afternoon. Daytime highs again, right at around 64 degrees. And winds still not that significant, 6 miles per hour or so for the most part. But rain chances increase, and a likelihood of showers is what we'll see for your Wednesday night. And we'll go back down to almost the exact same low as tomorrow night at around 42. For your Thursday, we have a dry spell, a brief one. We'll see a 20% chance of some showers, maybe lingering to about 8 a.m., but otherwise mostly sunny and cooler down to 49. Still dry, mostly cloudy Thursday night and a low of 34. Friday, though, guess what comes back? Yep, shower chances. Cloudy and a 40% chance of rain starting around 2 o'clock on Friday afternoon with a daytime high of 53. Rain Friday night, a low of 43. Saturday, rain, 55 degrees. Saturday night, this is where our next big dip in temperatures comes. A 40% chance of rain. Don't be surprised to possibly see a little snow at the end of it, because we're going to go from 55 Saturday down to 26 that night. And that cold front, even though it's going to be clear, I believe, on your Sunday with all the precipitation gone, gives us about a 38-degree temperature for daytime highs. So, yeah, 55 Saturday, 38 Sunday. Again, my apologies. My being out of town today, most all day, could not be avoided. Some of those things you just have to do from time to time. With that said, tomorrow night I'll spend more time getting caught up on the news that we didn't have time to get on the air tonight, as well as a few other things that we are working on in this week's edition of the Sagersville Independent. Thank you all for watching. Hornet highlights and more tomorrow. Good night.